fantastic building, and I just didn't realise it had so many sustainability issues in there. It's sort of got every developer or architect has ever dreamt of installing in one building and operating. It's fantastic to see. We are getting close to time. Is there any pressing questions out there of yours? I'm sure there's a few. If you pop your hand up, we can press the board.
How much black water is actually taken out of the system by this building?
Black water taken out. So, sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, you said you've got black water mining, which removes black water from a sewer near the site, presumably. How much is actually taken out of the city infrastructure by the building?
I think I might have it in the water balance. Not really true. Might not have the exact number here, but I'm not sure of the exact number. It does obviously fluctuate through based on the demand, so it's not a consistent amount. So the amount, if you think about it, the cooling tower requirements are constantly fluctuating. So the amount produced goes first the cooling tower sent to the irrigation, and then the line is about 60 kilolitres for the irrigation. That number of about 700 kilolitres for cooling towers will be as high as that, and as low as 100 or so. And then whatever is left over is exported. But I think depending on the air balance, my memory serves me right, it's about 50 kilolitres, there or thereabouts.
I just have one question. What's the one more question?
Sorry, for the Arup as well, sorry. You've got, whenever you have someone with solar panels, they tell you how much it reduces their bill. With the greenery on the building and the metering, the live metering, is there any way to sort of, any effort going into calculating, for those residents, what that means to their bill, to have this greenery over their windows and so on?
Yeah, well, we had plenty of dialogue with phrases on that, and to quantify it is very difficult. I mean, if you have a look, that tapestry of greenery varies throughout the development. So as I said, the peak load would be reduced by about 20 to 40%, and the annual energy consumption reduction would be something similar. We, interestingly, when we went to model them, these apartments, as you do in New South Wales using basics or NatHouse modelling, we weren't allowed to factor the benefit of the planting at all. They wouldn't let us. But we did run calcs which show that there is a tangible benefit, and that was used as a marketing pitch, if you like, to residents, that it was going to reduce their outgoings. I suppose at the time we couldn't bank on it as well, because we couldn't be 100% certain that the planters would grow as well as they have. Does that answer your question? But it was so that the annual bill would reduce by somewhere between that, not too dissimilar to the peak load, but somewhere between 20 and 40%. And that's purely just through additional shading, insulation benefit.
Just a quick question on landscaping. Is that to be maintained by unit owners or the body corporate? And is it done by 4x4 basis, or is it by a unit on the outside?
That's my question.
Okay, so there was a very early on decision to make sure that the capital preservation of the building should be retained in line with Patrick Lonk's ideas for the green walls and in terms of the landscaping approach for the entire building. How that system was set up with Fraser's heavy involvement with that is that the building greenery is 100% maintained by Strata, and that there's a company that's formed for that, and it's expressly to maintain those systems. The ongoing maintenance for that is there for as long as that Strata is there to support that in operation. I have regular conversations with our contractor who addresses all the green maintenance on the outside of the building, and that they're tracking that, and that they're within their targets for what they're anticipating those costs to be. In terms of strata, the information we have from Fraser is that their strataing on this development is a comparable nature to their strata fees on their other developments as well.
Sorry, is the landscape maintained external, or do they need to come through the unit?
Oh yeah, sure. Yes, sorry. Yes. So we have three separate BMUs in the system on the building, and all that is maintained on the outside of the building. So there's a crane systems on the very top of the roofs, and they'll drop down cradles. We have a situation underneath the cantilever where obviously that can't get access. So we have a separate BMU that pops down there. Those BMUs are in operation daily to make sure that our green walls are in place. I suppose maybe just a very quick bit of information for that is that the green walls are vulnerable in a very early state in Australia, but some of the information we're finding, to a windblown seed infestation in Sydney. So that we needed to cultivate that planting to get a density, and that gives it an inherent protection, and that stops some of those other seeds. I thought we could have an eucalyptus growing out the side of the tree or something. So they've got a lot of maintenance to make sure that's all very, very live. And now that's got a good protection there. Does that answer the question? Okay.
You might, Scott.
I'll let you Mark. Conscious of time, I'm just sort of blown away by the amount of content we were just sort of given today. I think every speaker is passionate about the project, clearly. I think I'd like to sit through days and days of the presentation. I think there's just so much that can be shared. Each of the disciplines involved, I'm glad you showed all the stakeholders at the end. Clearly, it's a lot of collaboration on the project. So, look, we're thrilled to be involved in bringing this topic to our community here. So just join me in thanking you guys. Thank you.
I think it was slightly over time, but I think I agree it's fantastic content, and it was, I also consider it a bit longer to learn a bit more about this amazing project. But keep your eyes on your emails next month in April for our fly for our May event, and we'll see you all then, back then, hopefully. Thank you, guys.